Hi, my name is Stacy Brooke, and I am the founder and chief advisor at College Essay Advisors, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Common Applications prompt number 4, which reads, describe a problem you've solved or a problem you'd like to solve. It can be an intellectual challenge, a research query, an ethical dilemma, anything that is of personal importance, no matter the scale. Explain its significance to you and what steps you took or could be taken to identify a solution. So, this prompt is awesome. And one of the many reasons it's awesome is because just like prompt number 1, it leaves the playing field wide open. And we're going to break this prompt down since it's kind of a long one. We'll break it down into pieces and talk about what each of the pieces means, starting with piece number 1, and then you'll see why there's such a wide range of possibilities in answering this particular prompt. Okay, so describe a problem you've solved or a problem you'd like to solve. So right off the bat, you have the option of either talking about something you've done or something you'd like to do. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of this prompt. It can be an intellectual challenge. So let's say maybe you saw a gap in the marketplace for a particular app and you decided you wanted to learn how to code and just go for it and fill that gap yourself. That could be a problem that you'd like to solve. That is also an intellectual challenge. A research query. Maybe you started your very first savings account and then decided that you wanted to maybe do a little bit of digging into, what is my generation doing about, saving up for the future. That could be something interesting to cover in an essay. An ethical dilemma. This harkens back to prompt number 3 in that it asks you to potentially solve a problem that has something to do with, a challenge to your beliefs or ideals. So maybe this prompt makes it a little bit easier for you to frame whatever situation you've been thinking about, a problem that needs a solution that is also an ethical dilemma. And then the last choice in this sentence, it can be an intellectual challenge, a research query, an ethical dilemma, or anything that is of personal importance, no matter the scale. So that sounds pretty choose your own adventure to me. There are a lot of options as long as something is important to you and it's a problem you'd like to solve or that you have solved, you can tackle it with prompt number 4. Okay, so the very last piece of this prompt, we'll read it again. Explain its, as in the problem's, significance to you and what steps you took or could be taken to identify a solution. So this is where the prompt gets a little bit more specific and where the choose your own adventure, wide open style sort of closes in just a tiny bit. No matter what you talk about, you have to make sure that you talk about 1, this problem's particular relevance in your life, and 2, what specifically did you do to address this problem? How did you actually try to solve it, or how will you try to solve it in the future? So a couple tips for tackling this prompt, and I think, based on our recent breakdown just now of these different pieces of the puzzle, I think these are going to make a lot of sense. The first tip is you want to answer the question. So, this prompt has a lot of pieces. You want to make sure you address every single one, from making sure that you clearly outline a problem and something that, is recognizable as something that will ultimately have a solution. You have to describe that solution, and you also have to make sure you include, specific details about how this problem relates to your life, why this matters to you. And if you don't do all of those things, then you're not answering the question, and you don't want admissions to think that you can't follow instructions. So the most important thing here is making sure you answer the entirety of this multi-part question. Okay, so the second thing that you want to make sure you pay attention to, or tip number 2, is that you want to make sure that no matter what problem you discuss, it has a highly personal angle. Unless you have a very particular investment in that problem, it might not be the subject that you want to address in your personal statement. You want to make sure that whatever you're talking about, an admissions officer will be able to get to know you better by your explanation of your experience and your involvement and why you care about something. So we have no doubts that there are many problems that you want to solve. You just want to make sure whatever you choose, it's going to let an admissions officer into your life. It's going to allow an admissions officer to understand what you care about, where you invest your time, and what you might want to do with your problem solving skills in the future. So one of my favorite examples of a problem solution essay came from a student who found that the laces on his hockey skates kept breaking. And that seems like kind of a silly problem to talk about in an admissions essay, until you find out that he invented an unbreakable hockey lace and started his own company where he sells unbreakable hockey laces, and he sells them so you can lace up your skates or so you can wear them as lanyards around your neck. He started this whole enterprise all because he wanted to solve the problem of his annoying hockey laces breaking. And that was a pretty cool story for admissions to hear. It showed some inventiveness, some creativity, a lot of diligence, and it was just a cool story that really let you know who this person was. Another student of ours who's going to be the first in his family to attend college officially in September, talked about the value that he puts on education, especially since he is going to be the first in his family to receive higher education. And since education means a lot to him, he has been dedicating every Friday night from like 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock teaching a class in Cambodia via the internet. So while all of his friends are out seeing movies, he is remotely teaching a class to 20 Cambodian students. And that's pretty cool. And I think there's a lot to be revealed about his motivations, how he proactively really, dug in and tried to, solve a problem that he saw in the world. And again, that had personal significance for him. And as an admissions officer, that really does give you some deep insight into who you are as a candidate, as a potential human being who has things to contribute on campus. So as you can see, prompt number 4 is, a very flexible prompt. It can be a great vehicle for showing admissions your inventiveness, your ingenuity, your dedication, and just to expose them to something else that really matters to you. So if you have an idea for number 4, explore it. And now you have a couple tips to guide you, and I hope they were helpful. And we have one more Common App video coming up. We're going to keep making videos for you that cover more and more prompts and more aspects of the admissions process and the admissions essay in particular. But prompt number 5 is coming to you soon. So subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or comments you want to leave for us below, more information about this video and our other videos can be found below as well. And thanks for watching. We hope that you found something in here that helped you, and we will see you soon.